to turn your brights on. Come on, baby, now shine on. Yes, you gotta light and you gotta let.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday and happy Fearless launch day. I am so excited, so excited. And what I thought I would do is take a few minutes to do this video and tell you why this program is so important to me and what it looks like. So Fearless was actually created 2 years ago when I was approached by an organization in Lincoln, and I asked if I could put together a program to do mindset training for women business owners. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I can do that. And so I started researching all the things. I started to research negotiation, I started to research conflict resolution, assertive communication, personal branding, all the stuff that would immediately come to mind when you were talking about success in business. And it hit me as I was doing all this research that I can teach all the things until the cows come home. And all of the participants would furiously take notes, and they would go out into the world and they would be excited for about 2 minutes, and then they wouldn't do anything. And so the real issue that I wanted to look at is, why is it that I can do all the things and give people all the tools and they still don't act on them? And what I realized is it is because of fear. Fear drives 80% of our bad behavior. Think about that for just a second. 80% of our bad behavior is driven by the feeling of fear. That's why we get defensive. That's why we get angry. That is why we don't have the difficult conversation. Not only that, but when I talk to people about what their greatest fear is, they always say failure. Well, here's the problem with that word. I don't know what that word means. And it doesn't mean because I haven't experienced failure. It means it's because failure looks a million different things to a million different people. And so one of the things that we go over in the Fearless program is, how do you actually recognize the root cause of fear? Because if you name it, you can solve it. So anyhow, that is how Fearless started. And since then, I have traveled to Zagreb, Croatia, and Belgrade, Serbia, and have talked on fear. I have been to nearly every state here in the United States and have presented on this topic, and decided now that I was going to open it up to you, all of my Work Warrior fans. And let me tell you a little bit about how this program goes. Once you sign up for the program, you and I will schedule a one-on-one. And during this one-on-one, we are going to talk about the 5 root causes of fear. We are going to talk about how the stories we tell ourselves entrench that fear. We're going to talk about the reasons that we self-sabotage with fear. We're going to talk about how we act when we are afraid. And then finally, you will get some tips and tricks and tools on what you can do to act in spite of your fear. After we have our one-on-one, then you will have a 21-day challenge. And every Sunday in your inbox, you're going to receive an email. And the email is going to have different exercises to help you figure out how do I act differently so that I fear less. Some of the things that we're going to go over, what are your personal values? Because I truly believe that once we define our values, that is what gives us the courage to go out into the world and fear less. We are going to talk about what are some of the things that you need to accept. We cannot change things until we accept things the way that they are. You are going to get some tools on what you can do to change your language so that it doesn't entrench your fears. And then you're even going to close out with talking about, how do you act as if? In other words, how do you act as if you do not have fear? Once you are done with your 21-day email challenge, you and I get back together again, where we will have our second one-on-one. And during that one-on-one, we are going to go over our aha moments. You're also going to come up with a game plan on what you can do from that very moment to go out into the world and fear less. So it's making sure that you are taken care of. It's making sure that you have everything that you need from this program, that you can go out into the world and be less fearful. Once you are done with our one-on-one, then you are going to receive a very, very special gift from me, and it is going to be a workbook called All the Things. And this workbook I call my aftercare package, and it includes all of my favorite things to help clients and the people that I teach get over those things that we face every day. So it's going to have a tool on if you're having a crisis of confidence, how do you overcome that? There's a whole worksheet on how do you recognize triggers and then change your behavior, stress and anxiety, self-care, problem solving. It's all in this workbook. It is literally all of the things that I love, and I am putting it into your hands so that you can continue on your journey. One of the reasons that I decided to do this as a one-on-one as opposed to a group coaching is because throughout the course of teaching this over the last 2 years, I realized that fear is incredibly personal. And sometimes when we're in a group setting, particularly with people that we don't know, we don't feel safe, right? Like we don't feel safe to say out loud, I am afraid that if I have that conversation, they will leave and I will be alone. We don't say, I am afraid to speak up at work because they will judge all of my ideas and then they will no longer come to me, right? Those can be really, really vulnerable things to say. So what I've done is stripped away the group coaching part of it and made this just between you and I. You and I get to work together on this. I have only given you some of the tools that you will be receiving during this program. There are a lot more tidbits, such as our Facebook group, a welcome package, all of the good things. But I don't want to give away too much. So here's how this works. What you are going to do is in this post, in the post, there is a link, and that is how you sign up for the Fear Less program. There are 2 things that are really important that you need to know. First off, I am only keeping enrollment open for 2 weeks. Yep, you only have 2 weeks to sign up. And then once enrollment is closed, this program is going to go away for 6 months. Not only do you only have 2 weeks to sign up, but I am limiting enrollment to 10 people. That is all I have time for, particularly with all of my travels and my other clients. I wanted to make sure that I was able to give you the best service possible, and so that means that I have to limit it to 10 people. Now, the big question on your mind probably is, how much is this going to cost me? Well, in full disclosure, I went to go price out this program, and it was an $800 program. And I was like, that seems to be a ton of money and can be a huge barrier for a lot of people out there. And so because this program is so important to me, instead of charging $800, it's only $249. For $249, you get all the things. You get access to me during the whole challenge. You get 2 one-on-ones with me. You get the aftercare workbook. You get access to the Facebook group. You get everything that I can possibly think of to give you to help you learn how to fear less and go out into the world and be a you or you. So anyhow, over the course of the next 14 days during the sign-up period, I'm going to be releasing a lot of good information on fear and giving you some ideas on what you can do if you want the program for free. How do you get other people to sign up? How do you get some of the stuff that we go over early? All of the good stuff. So please, please, please stay tuned. And if you know that you are ready to sign up right now, go to that link, click on it, and sign up today and make sure you reserve your spot. In full disclosure, I actually have already pre-sold 3 spots, so I do know that this is a program out there that people are super excited about, and if this is you, if this is speaking to you, then go ahead and sign up today. Anyhow, I will be back later with more information. Bye, y'all.
So shine on, come on, baby, now shine on. Yes, you gotta